So Iran war shock drags Israel's economy into sharp second quarter slump. GDP shrunk 3.5% in the second quarter, with private consumption down 4% and fixed investment plunging 12.3%. Economists eye possible rate cut in September. So their economy's going down. But here's what's keeping it afloat. As we just said, the United States guarantee. But worse than that, here's the thing that's worse. So Israel's economy is completely tanking. As Matthew Ho said, did he say 40,000 businesses closed? Did I hear that right? That's what I think he said. And of course, we know there's a brain drain. People leaving Florida. This is from Gen X Girl. Florida is forcing local governments to buy unrated Israel bonds. Now, Israel, their bonds, credit agencies downgraded Israel's bonds. So Israel started issuing unrated bonds. Unrated bonds are high risk. So Florida local governments refused to buy unrated bonds. Florida state government passed a law banning local governments from refusing to purchase unrated Israel bonds. So basically they're forcing them to purchase these bonds.
Sounds familiar.
It's always a positive when you have to make it illegal to refuse something. Am I right?
Well, let's go ahead.
Go ahead.
It rings true, or the similar, like with actually interesting. That just came out as a story where the U.S. government came out and said, through tweets, that you wouldn't get aid in hurricanes or disasters if you didn't support Israel. They walked it back. Weirdly enough, they actually walked it back on the page, then put it back, then deleted the page, then lied about it. It was very obvious.
Yes.
But so that happened back in Hurricane Harvey as well. So it's the same kind of thing. This just speaks clearly to Israel's government is controlling policy in this country in a lot of ways. We can't deny that anymore.
So yes, 46,000 businesses closed since October 7th in Israel. Wow. And here's the bond scam. Recent Florida legislation, new legislation in Florida, according to the Florida House of Representatives, allows local governments to invest in Israel bonds without requiring a minimum bond rating. The legislation passed unanimously and was signed by the governor. So down here it says Israeli bonds prohibits local governments from requiring minimum bond ratings in certain circumstances. So so here we go over here. It says that unrated bonds generally present a greater risk of losses of principal and interest than higher rated securities. Investors need to be comfortable with this higher risk profile and conduct thorough research before investing in unrated Israel bonds or any other unrated bonds. So that's happening. So they're you want to see how much they've actually bought? Florida and overall, Florida government has bought $200 million in these bonds. Miami-Dade County has bought $76 million of these bonds. Broward County has bought $5 million. And Palm Beach County has bought $700 million.
Whoa.
Palm Beach. I wonder why that.
Whoa.
I wonder why Palm Beach. First of all, they're all loaded. And I'm going to guess a lot of Jewish people are there, right? A lot of Zionists are in Palm Beach. So there you go. Wow, we have a fun time when we go to West Palm Beach. That's where the regular people live. I do comedy in West Palm. We're not wealthy enough to go to Palm Beach. We have to go to West Palm Beach. My parents actually lived in West Palm Beach when they retired. So yeah,
I think
so they're forcing. So that's weird that the government is kind of forcing them to buy these bonds and prop up Israel. But again, the United States is backing all their bond sales, so it's really not a risk in a sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, kind of though, but I get the real strong sense with all of this. I'm going to really try to dive into this a lot more but that this feels like a setup, right? I mean, it clearly feels like some kind of, like, it's very obvious that that's country struggling, and that now the U.S. government's putting its support behind something that they know is not sound. Like it, and let's be clear, I think we all, whether this is part of it or not, I think let's just make it exact. They're telling you there's going to be a financial transition. We're going to shift into stable coin, CBDC. That's where they're telling you this is going. So I've always been on guard for what that would, what's going to be the rationale, what's going to be the big disaster that they use to kind of usher us in. Don't worry, we have it saved in digital currency. So I feel like this, just my gut feeling, it feels like there's something to this, like creating a problem to then rationalize how this transition takes place. Because one of my main points in the recent show I did called the technocratic tiptoe was that, Israel and the United States it's whether or not you are calling out the genocide, whether you disagree with that entirely, you can't decouple Israel's part of where this all goes, the AI, the technocracy, the, everything, surveillance. So that stands out to me. That's very interesting.
So, being forced to buy Israeli bonds, isn't that something? I just think that's amazing. Let me just quote Jen's ex-girl again. She says, fun fact, U.S. national debt just hit $37 trillion, and our government is the loan guarantor for Israel bonds. So if they collapse, our government agreed to pay for them. In other words, taxpayers' pensions are used to buy Israel junk bonds, and taxpayers are expected to pay for the junk bonds if they collapse. So I guess a silver lining in Israel's economic collapse is that you don't lose your bond money. I guess that's the silver lining.
Well, I mean, is this less spending? Is this smaller government? It's just so clear that's, if we're trying to cut spending, let's start with a terrible investment like that, but it's just clearly not what they're trying to do at all.
So, yeah, this seems like more big government, right?
Yeah, everywhere you look, I'm sure you've covered it. We're more, right now compared to last year, more spending, which you could argue that it'll be less by the time they somehow, I don't know how it's even possible, but bigger government, more spending. You could go down the list.
Yeah.
Even every bullet point of the Maha direction is clearly not what was promised, but you've got the team sport politics screamers in the paradigm over there. Yay, whatever Trump and everybody said today. Yay, we're winning. It's just hard to watch. But there's plenty of honest people out there that are calling it. I really Judge Napolitano has done a really great job being critical of this stuff when plenty of other people that are conservative or Republican are just completely ignoring it. Good on him.
Good on him. All right, Ryan Cristián, I appreciate you making time for us. Everybody,
come on.
Everybody check out The Last American Vagabond. Thanks for your time today, buddy.
My pleasure.
Okay.
See you next time, man.
Talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Come see us on tour in Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Chicago, Louisville, Kentucky, and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.